Welcome to Amplify with White Knight Productions. I'm your host, Gavin Tice. At White Knight, we're all about amplifying voices through storytelling, and in this series, we'll be connecting with industry professionals who know how to boost messages far and wide. Today, we're excited to speak with Jennifer Henderson about amplifying the missions and stories of nonprofit organizations. Jennifer is a marketing communication specialist with more than 20 years of experience. She's the founder and president of JO Agency, a full-service marketing and advertising and PR agency in Fort Worth, Texas. She's also the executive director of the Cause Agency, whose mission is to promote and empower the work of nonprofit organizations by providing marketing services. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
So, Jennifer, for our first question, let's talk about what some of the problems the nonprofits are facing when they come to you for your services.
With the pandemic, a lot of them have really fallen behind on their fundraising. So the biggest struggle they're having is innovating. I think that coupled with competing for the donor dollar is really a challenge. Here in North Texas, we have about nearly 8,000 nonprofits competing for the same dollar. And so it's about who's going to stand out above the crowd and really touch that emotion that would make someone give money.
Do you have any advice for reaching new potential donors or advice for maintaining the relationships with the existing loyal donors that you have?
There's a lot of tools that are out there for finding lookalike audiences. We've done things where we take existing donor databases and find existing audiences that have similar interests. They may have the same demographics, maybe the same age group, or same mission-minded focus, and you can easily target those groups on social media or in different ways through direct mail. Keeping your existing audience is really hard. If you have a great donor that gives a lot or gives of their time, then you've really got to focus on customizing what they're wanting to see from you as an organization. Spending time with them, sending them thank you notes. If you can, take them to lunch. Donors don't need gifts. It's always welcome, of course, but just showing that you really appreciate them is, I think, key. Just acknowledging their gift is number one. And however you decide to acknowledge that is really worth taking the time to think about how you're going to do it and make a memorable impact.
So, with technology changing, how should nonprofits be tapping into technology to better reach their donors, and why is it so important to stay on top of the latest trends and advancements?
Trends come and go, but technology improves constantly. So if you can do things that help you make your job easier, then by all means, it's worth investing. If you're scared of technology or if you're scared of what's new and greatest, find an employee on your staff that loves that sort of thing. It's worth investigating. Nonprofits, have tight budgets, and if you can find smarter ways to do things on a shoestring, then it's worth spending the time investigating and making your life easier. There's so many inexpensive ways to reach your audiences, and we personally love campaigns on social media and digital marketing, and we've become very strategic and very good at it. And if you can spend $300 and reach an audience of 100,000 people, and then you can easily see that return on investment. It's just looking at data and looking at what's working and what's not resonating.
Statistics and data definitely serve a purpose, but when it comes to impressing donors, storytelling is really what catches their attention. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Storytelling is always vital. Testimonials are phenomenal. Usually those are the most authentic type of storytelling, and so if you can really tell what your organization does through the eyes of your clients, then you've done a great job.
Some of our favorite video projects have been with our nonprofit clients, and we've seen how video can make an impact. but we're curious to hear about your experience and how you've seen video play a role in raising awareness and increasing donations.
The saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, moving pictures are really worth 1.8 million words. But retelling a story over video is, to me, the best way, because that's what resonates. You can see emotion. It's easier to understand and easier to remember. So video is the way to go. And I see a trend right now where nonprofits and even for-profits are creating mini documentaries about their company or about their nonprofit.
Could you expand a little more on that?
I started seeing this a couple of years ago when I went to some film festivals in Dallas, and the ones that resonated with me were the ones that were about nonprofits, and they blew me away. I mean, they were cinematic, they were filmed beautifully, they captured my attention, but they weren't so long that they bored me. But I never forgot those. And I tell you, if that's the way nonprofits are moving, I can foresee nonprofits really putting a big amount of their budget in video rather than direct mail appeals or annual reports. If you can make an impact with an amazingly produced feature film that's 30 minutes long or even 20 minutes long, then I think that's going to kind of resonate more with our audience and hopefully increase the donor dollar.
And Jennifer, is there any final advice that you can share with us about how nonprofits can amplify their message?
You know, I'm old school. I love public relations and finding a good journalist that loves telling the story. Third-party endorsements through journalism is 8 times more believable than anything else, anything paid, anything that you send out. If you can get a good article written on you, if a good blogger with lots of followers could tell your story, then that's going to be believable and that's going to stick with the reader. They're going to hopefully find interest in what you're doing and want to learn more. But influencers, unpaid influencers. And what I mean by that is if you have someone that is waving your flag, find a way to use them and ask if they would do your organization a favor and try to storytell for you through their eyes, then that's golden too. It's that word of mouth that is priceless.
To learn more about Jennifer and her nonprofit organization, visit thecauseagency.org. And to hear more insider scoops on how to amplify your story, be sure to follow White Knight Productions on your preferred social media for updates on future episodes.